Welcome back to the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by XM Trade. We're here at the Ningbo International Circuit for round 8 of this 2021 season. So after 3 rounds of races last time around, our championship standings has really shaken up, with the first and second position being neck and neck with each other. So right now, still leading the championship is Cui Yue from Team Porsche Holding with 135 points, but only with 1 point advantage against Daniel Liu from Team Jepson. So Daniel had a superb weekend last time around with 2 victories and 1 second place podium. So let's see what our drivers have in store for us for this coming race ahead. 各位观众朋友，大家好，欢迎来到我们2021赛季由 XM Trade 呈现的亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯的比赛现场。我们现在在宁波国际赛道准备进行第8回合的比赛。那么在上一站宁波站3回合的酣战以后呢，我们的积分榜上也是发生了一些变化。现在排名第1的呢，还是来自保时捷控股车队的崔悦，但他现在仅仅有1分的优势。 第2名是来自我们捷成车队的小将陆文龙，他在上一场比赛中呢有非常出色的表现，一共是2场胜利和1个亚军，所以他现在的话直追到第2名的位置。那我们的比赛马上就要开始了，在我们比赛开始之前呢，我们先观看一段精彩视频，回顾一下上一站宁波站的精彩瞬间。
Well, welcome to the grid, and we are just about ready to get underway for the 8th and 9th rounds of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021, presented by XM Trade. Good to have your company wherever you are in the world. It's a fabulous day again. In the Global Broadcast Centre, my name's John Hindhoff. Just a little bit of overcast earlier on this morning, but temperatures are coming up very nicely indeed, with the last of the cars just making their way around to the starting grid. 42 degrees on the track. The Michelin Pilot Cup tyres are going to be working hard today. 28 in the air. But that's much cooler than we saw it when we were here a couple of weeks ago for the same sort of time of day. Humidity down as well, which I think the drivers will appreciate if the tyres are going to appreciate the slightly less hot track surface. And what a track this is at Ningbo International. Relatively new, one of 5 that have been constructed in this area of China. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Let's get back to Andrea on the grid.
Welcome back to the grid. I'm here joined by the Vice President Marketing of Porsche China, Mr. Sky Qiao. Hello 呀 ，Sky， 欢迎欢迎。然后这也是您上任我们保时捷中国市场副总裁以来第1次正式亮相我们亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯的比赛现场，跟我们讲一下您现在的心情吧。
我非常的荣幸，也非常激动，因为对我个人来讲，在过去超过10年服务保时捷这个品牌的这个历程当中，赛车和赛车激情、跑车激情一直是对我来说非常重要的一个动机动因吧。然后个人而言，能够在赛道看赛车，在赛车场上面，也是对我来说周末最好的活动了。那赛车毫无疑问是我们保时捷品牌的这个DNA 的一部分，同时也是对于我们保时捷中国来说，推广跑车文化的一个非常重要的支柱，所以非常高兴能够来到这边。
好，谢谢 Sky. Let me just quickly recap. So Sky is very honored to be taking up this new position in his role. And personally, he thinks it's one of the most fun part of his job. So obviously, motorsport is the cornerstone of Porsche China's marketing strategy. And BCCA is definitely the crown jewel and the most prestigious race here at Porsche Motorsport. 那么 Sky， 然后我们其实赛车运动，其实整个体育行业在最近一段时间也是经历了很多的困难的时期，但是我们的亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯是强势回归。请问一下，我们保时捷是怎么做到这一点的呢？
是的，其实也不容易，就跟很多赛事一样，今年其实我们也调整了很多次的比赛赛程。那今年总体来讲，在疫情之下要比赛还是非常的不容易的。那我很高兴，我们的团队凭借着我们这份热忱和激情，以及我们这么多车队和经销商的支持，以及我们客户的支持，我们依然能够顺利成功的开赛。作为亚洲唯一的，也是国内仅有的这个单一赛事，能够在今年开赛，我感觉到非常荣幸。再来，今年我们也得到了新的赞助商 XM Trade 的大力支持，所以对我们来说也是非常的荣幸。那另外一方面呢，今年我们给到了更多国内的车手和车队来参与比赛、参与挑战的这么一个机会。基本上每场比赛我们有差不多20位来自国内的车手。那同时也提升了这个我们国内赛车文化这整体的这个氛围。因为我们从很多数据、从社交媒体上反馈可以看到，也越来越多的人关注我们。那从保时捷品牌角度来讲，我们非常荣幸、非常欣喜的能够看到赛车文化在中国正欣欣向荣，往正向的方向发展。
好，谢谢 Sky. So Sky just told me that it is true that Chinese motorsport has gone through a difficult period, but we're back and back on track. The Porsche Carrera Cup Asia is the first and currently the only racing series to be back in racing in Asia. So we are very happy to see a growing number of Chinese drivers and local enthusiasts participating in our races. We have to thank all our sponsors as well as our supporters for their continuous support in our series. And not only that, we have seen a growing fan base which can be witnessed by our growing number of viewership. And we're all very grateful to you, our audience, for your support. Okay, thank you very much, Sky, and back to you guys.
Thank you.
Well, all good news then, isn't it, from Andrea and Sky down there on the grid. We'll get to our qualifying session in a moment or two. But as Andrea alluded to as we first came up for the programme, very, very tight at the top of the championship. In the overall situation, Toyue leads by a single point. 2 wins and a second on the season, but after a great weekend here 2 weeks ago, Daniel Luvenlong jumps up into second position now with 2 wins and 2 seconds, and the 2 wins and 1 of those seconds was gained here last time out. Had a great run. 2 seconds puts Ling Kang and Kong on third position. Disqualification has really hurt himself and his championship hopes. Bao Yinlong leading in Pro-Am, and that's a little less close together, 148 to 118, and Eric Kwong closed in a wee bit by Henry Kwong last time, but still comprehensively leading the Am category. Just getting the teams off the grids. Last few team members just moving away. And whilst we do that, I think there's time to nip down to Andrea with one of the drivers.
Ling Kang, congratulations on your pole position. But Daniel Lu is not too far behind you. How are you going to keep him behind during the start?
陆文龙这2场在宁波都特别的快，他上一场也赢了两个回合，所以今天的比赛应该也挺激烈的。我虽然拿了杆位，但是他跟我的差距也非常小吧，所以我觉得今天还是会是一场苦战。
好，谢谢林康，然后祝你好运。So Lin Kang just told me that Daniel Liu is in great form, winning 2 races last time around, and the qualifying session is also very close. He's very happy to get on pole position, but it's going to be a difficult race, and we wish him all the best of luck. Back to you guys.
Well, the whistles are audible even from here, and that means we've got to clear the grids. Notice 1 or 2 of the teams have got quite significant covers over the front of their cars, including Team Jebsen. Blue and silver, Lincoln then on pole position, looking to get into that first corner first, and that did seem to be important here. It's just a little left-handed kink, and Daniel Liu Wenlong looking to do what he did last time out. He did steal away. And that Team Jebsen blue and white livery. A picture of a study in concentration there. He knows how to get it done from the front row, though, and that inside lane may not be the worst place to be. As he proved, overtaking can be done here. This circuit, 22 corners, amazingly, around the track, and some long flowing sections, but there are some opportunities to pass. Last 1 or 2 team personnel just getting off the grid now. Give you a look around this circuit and give you some more details if you weren't with us a couple of weeks ago, or even if you were, and remind you of this track. As I say, 1 of 5 that have been built in this area by My Time, which is the Culture, Tourism and Sport division of Geely, who own Lincoln Co, who have a facility here. Just around about 4 kilometres, 2.5 miles around. Lap record for these cars, 1:46.7 last time out. A couple of overtaking spots in the early part of the lap, and then down towards the mid part of turn 10. And if you're very brave, you can have a go at the infield hairpin as well. Maybe not try at the early chicane. We saw that come to grief, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago. Lovely run down from turn 10 all the way to the final corner, actually, where you're dropping downhill on the far side of the circuit. These cars very quick around here. It's a nice compromise of straights and corners, and the new for 2021 992 Cup cars seem to suit this, or at least the circuit suits them very well indeed. The 1 minute board has gone up. The Porsche intervention vehicle at the back of the grid, and we will have the formation lap. Nothing quite like the sound of 4-litre flat 6 engines to stir the soul. And we have 19 of them on the grid today. Just waiting for the green flag for the formation lap. They will be doing clutch starts, standing starts, so opportunity to clean up their own grid boxes here for the drivers. So we'll probably hear a few practice starts. Green flag at the front of the grid for the formation lap. Real big burnout by our pole sitter Lincoln. Oh, doesn't that do the heart good? So heading off for this formation lap. Jackie Wu didn't get qualified because he didn't hit the 107% in the 69 car. And then he had some of his lap times disqualified as well. I'll see if I can spot that car. Here's the grid. Lincoln on pole position for Daniel Liu Wenlong, second row, Yu Kuai and Toyue, championship leader there in fourth position. Liu Ye, who had an awful visit here last time, will be looking for a little more luck in the number 22 car. Van Poel on the outside of row 3. Max Weiss is back for Toro in the number 7. He's on the inside of row 4 with Nathan Liu Wenhu, who we know is a fast starter. Zhou Biwan in position 9 in the number 68. He's the best of the Pro-Ams, ahead of championship leader Bao Jinlong in 10th. Min Hong and the 66 Toro Racing car on the inside of row 6 alongside Henry Kwong, who comprehensively leads the AM category. Bian Ye on the inside of row 7, Li Chao alongside him. Eric Kwong second in the championship in Pro-Am in 15th position. Li Ya in the 828, and right at the back Wu Zhizin. Second opportunity for him at this track for ZZRT competition. Chicane very much a bite point. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That is where the weekend started to go wrong last time out for Liu Ye. Now dropped down to 4th in the championship, side-by-side contact there, damaging the steering arm, and then he had to retire. After that, the weekend just went from bad to worse. As I say, he's dropped down to 4th in the championship. Cars coming round the final couple of corners to take their positions on the grid. Looks a bit of elevation change here. Lovely circuit. Alan Wilson, the designer. If you're not sure of Alan's work, cast your mind back to the old American Le Mans Series days, what was then called Miller Motorsport Park, just outside Salt Lake City, Utah. A colossal 4+ miles around and several different options. In fact, you could run 2 circuits at the same time, which was very confusing on test days if you were standing in the commentary booth looking at cars going in opposite directions and realising they were for different series. Well, Alan's been busy and commissioned to build the circuits for Geely, for the My Time subsidiary, designing them, and what he has done here is nothing short of remarkable. As the last couple of cars come into position at the back of the grid. She's in. Green flag for round number 8, the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. The revs rise, and round 9, presented by Axin Trade for the 2021 season, is underway. Oh, and the pole sitter does not get away, and everybody has to get round Lin Kong, so that's a disaster for the third place man in the championship. The bright orange number 99 of Yu Kuai having to come round the outside. Masterful piece of overtaking there from the man 4th in the championship, equal 4th actually, with Liu Ye in those absolute run cars. So that was an absolute gimme for Daniel Liu Wenlong, who has got into the lead in the blue and white Jebsen car. It's the number 20. First lap then, over the top of the rise, onto the middle straight. And it's a big lead back to the second place Toyua in the Porsche Holding 86 car. Where did he come from? Because he was well down the road in qualifying. 4th position for Toyua. Now heading out to the switchbacks on the back of the circuit for the first time. Remember, this is a timed race, 30 minutes plus a lap. So Lin Kong leads from Daniel Liu Wenlong, Yu Kuai Toyue, Liu Ye in 5th, Van Poel, then Max Weiser. Weiser in 7th position from Nathan Liu Wenhu in the 8th position, top 10 made up by Jobiwon and Bao Jinlong. So Jobiwon still leading the Pro-Am ahead of the AM competition in 12th position, Henry Kwon, as they go across the line to complete lap number 1. And from a standing start of 1:49.0 from Daniel Liu Wenlong in the Jebsen car, well, he's broken away from the darker car, the black with the red and silver stripes on it. Toyue in 2nd position. These two battling for the championship. As it stands at the moment, Daniel Liu Wenlong in 1st would take the championship lead going into our 9th round, which is here over the weekend. Now, we saw a couple of weeks ago just how important it is to look after the Michelin tyres, particularly in the heat. Not quite as hot this weekend, but streaking away at the start. Daniel Liu Wenlong, the Team Jebsen, looks like he's doing exactly the same sort of tactical approach to the race as he did when we were here for the triple header. And to be fair, you can't fault him for that. He got 2 wins in a second, so there's no real reason for him to be changing it. Battle for 3rd position at the moment is the bright orange Yu Kuai, and then behind him with the checker on the side and the front of his Porsche, Liu Ye. Liu for BD Group, one of a clutch of cars, 4 in total, run by Absolute Racing. One of the powerhouse teams in this area of the world. Jackie Wu did make the start, but has had a drop and has dropped to the back of the field in the AM competition. He's 5th in class. That's the Shanghai Pudong car. But the battle at the moment is for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, with Daniel Liu Wenlong 46.4 last time around, and that's a new lap record. 1st flying lap. That's quicker than we went when we were here last time. That is impressive indeed from the man driving the number 20, the Jebsen Racing car. He loves this place, clearly, and this could be his championship challenge here. He was driving for AMG Mercedes in the Chinese Endurance Championship last year. Didn't have the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia in 2020, but Daniel, who's leading the race, has been in the Carrera Cup Asia for a few years, a couple of years before that, and in fact was selected for the Porsche Super Cup Junior Shootout in Portugal in 2019, so he knows his way around Cup cars, although this is a brand new car, of course, for 2021. The Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by Axiom Trade, one of just 5 of the single-make Porsche Championships selected to have the new car, still with the same 4-litre flat 6 engine that you'll find in the GT3 road car, but the rest of the car substantially redesigned. The road car as well, this is a brand new shell, new front suspension, all double wishbone, a much wider track as well. And for the race car drivers, redesigned interior with the escape hatch, new electronics package, new steering wheel to get used to as well, which I can tell you is very complicated indeed. So a lot to get their heads around this year, and it seems that Daniel Liu Wenlong has done the best job, certainly at this circuit. Bao Jinlong, 8th position in the lead of the Pro-Am category. 3 different categories here, cars are the same, it's the driver ratings that are different. So the red, white and blue car of Bao Jinlong, it's the number 6 car from Team Shanghai Yonder. leading the Pro-Am Championship, ahead of Min Hong in second place, Bian Ye in third, and Xiao Bihuan, who's sitting behind him, actually in fourth position. It's been a stunning year for Bao Jinlong. Didn't start that well, actually. DNF in Shanghai for the first time out, and then it's first, second, first. So 5 wins and a single second when he's got his Porsche to the line and seen the checkered flag, and that's why he's leading the championship. Battle for second position. Choi Yue came into this weekend with a scant 1-point lead of the man who's up the road leading this race, and now he's got his mirrors full of the bright orange Star Chaser car. It's the number 99 Team Star Chaser for Ukraine, sitting comfortably in there, dare we say. In third position, Liu Ye, who must just want to get to the end of a race here after his torrid weekend, with 2 non-finishes here last time out. Okay, when he did get the line, he took the victory, but this is such a tough championship. If you miss a scoring opportunity, it's really going to hurt your championship challenge. So Choi Yue, second position. Yu Kuai just sitting in the wheel tracks into the hairpin before the run for home. Just slightly downhill from here on. Just got to get your braking points correct. Track rubbering in. We have had a couple of other races this weekend already, including the Link & Co Cup, which had about 30 identical Link & Co 03s, and I mean identical, all in the same colourway. Gone are the days when all of our Porsche Cup cars used to just be white with somebody's number on the side. They are all actually supplied in GT Silver. That's the Porsche colour that they come in, and of course with the advent of vinyl wraps and innovations like aero paint, we get a superb colour palette, which makes all of our lives a little bit easier and brightens up the racetrack as well. White and blue out front by 3.5 seconds plus now. The battle's on for second. Choi Yue, Yu Kuai, and just sitting in there, Liu Ye. Behind that, in 5th position, coming up from his 7th position on the grid, Max Weiser. Lin Kang, by the way, who was on pole position but didn't get away, he's recovered to 9th, and he's in between the battle for the Pro-Am lead between Bao Jinlong and Xiao Bihuan. So that's a good recovery. Fastest sector times by the battle for second and third in the first 2 parts of the lap. So they are starting to pick up their pace, and typically you'll see this in the second half of the 30 minutes. Dark coloured number 55, ZZRT Competitions, Wu Zhezin. Jackie Wu in the silver car still. In fact, Jackie's caught Wu Zhezin. I wonder if he's gone off in the 55. So that's up 1 spot for Jackie, who's not had the best of weekends, didn't qualify well at all. Couldn't get his car off on the formation lap the last time we were here, so very much better at the moment. 13th position, 14th position, excuse me, Henry Kwong in the multicoloured Kitty World car. What a season he's having in the AM category. Amassed 172 points to Henry Kwong's 121. Henry won last time out though, but 5 wins on the season for Eric Kwong tells the story in that category. Henry leading that category at the moment from Eric in second. As Bianier's just gone by the pair of them. So 91 Henry Kwong picking up where he left off last time out with a win here. You're only as good as your last results. That's the old adage, isn't it, in motor racing? Well, Henry won last time out, second and a first in his last 2 races, both of which were here in that triple header. And he leads the Pro-Am category. Check that, the Am category here. Meantime, the battle for second. Have they closed in on our leader? Daniel Liu Wenlong leads in the blue and white number 20. He's down the road. 3.3 seconds. They are not closing in. That battle is slowing them up. Max Weiser going through in the white car with the red stripes at the bottom of the door. That's a Toro racing machine. Car that Andre Couture was driving earlier in the season. Behind that, there's a decent little battle going on with Rambo and Nathan Liu Wenlu. Nathan in the 911 numbered car for Team Porsche China. And the battle at the top of the Am category is just inside the top 10 with Ba Jinlong and Zhou Biwan. Zhou Biwan, championship leader, has had another great season. Ba Jinlong, excuse me, the championship leader. Zhou Biwan is down in 4th position. Had a couple of seconds. Won first time out at Shanghai, but this would be his best result for some time if he could take the win here. 5 wins this year for the almost all concrete. The Ba Jinlong. Right, coming down to the end of the lap again. How are we doing on time? Just under 16 minutes to go. 9 laps. Or thereabouts is what the computer is telling me at the pace that Daniel Liu Wenlong is pedalling that number 20 Porsche. Gap's come down to second place last time around by almost 4/10 of a second. As Toyue puts his best lap in for a wee while. Rambo also further down in the number 88 in 6th position. That's the Ivory Break Capital supported Porsche, put his fastest lap of the race in as well. Ba Jinlong, having dominated this championship in Pro-Am this year, really not having it his own way here. Zhou Biwan right on the tail of Ba Jinlong, 9th and 10th position. That's the 6 leading that Pro-Am, 86 in second. Mei Hong, by the way, in 3rd position in that Pro-Am race here. And he's second in the championship, albeit some 30 points behind Ba Jinlong. Now behind Max Visser, Rambo and Lin Kong having a crack at it as well. Rambo is the white Porsche, the number 88. Lin Kong in the silver, black and blue car. They're coming down to the end of the lap now, down the hill. Last third of the lap, turning into that tricky left-hander. Easy to go too wide there and put yourself all wrong for the last couple of corners. Rambo using all of the exit curbs, the yellow and red exit curbs here, across the line, down to the kink that is turn 1. Not really a passing spot there, but it's a really difficult braking in the turns 2 and 3, because you're turning the car and trying to slow it down at the same time. And that is putting a lot of pressure on the driver to get the brake pedal absolutely right. The cars do run ABS this year. That's a bit of a departure for Carrera Cup. But getting these drivers potentially ready to go and do some GT racing, GT3 maybe. Porsche Motorsport believing it was the right thing to do in this day and age. Ling Hong down the inside, into the hairpin. They both go very wide indeed, and behind them, that was Nathan Liu Wenhu, I think, going very wide, and have to see if he made it back on, but that is a change of position then. So Ling Hong up into 6th in the pro category. Yuan Bo dropping down one position. No, Nathan did not get the 911 back on. That silver car with the Porsche script down the side. That was the same corner that the overtake took place. And whether he was slightly distracted by that, I'm not sure, but he's gone straight on. Now, can he get that car back on the track? Because if it's in the gravel, we might have to see a safety car with just 12 minutes to go. We're pretty much exactly halfway through the race. More. Tell you what though, since that pass, Ling Hong in the silver and blue number 12, well, he's getting a wiggle on, picking up the pace there, up into 6th position and trying to chase down Max Weiser ahead of him. A couple of seconds up the road, Max, in that white and red striped Toro racing car. Really has put a bit of distance between himself and Yuan Bo since he went through. So Ling Hong, the man on the move at the moment. How much has he got left in his tyres? Huge amount of experience, started in karting. Did the French F4 back in 2013. Like he was on track for a single-seater championship, going through German Formula 3, GP3, European Formula 3. Then came into the China GT Championship in 2016. Likes his football as well. Safety car's out, as I suspected. And that is for the recovery of Nathan Liu Wenhu. Team Porsche China car stuck in the gravel. So everyone will pack up behind the white Porsche safety car, and Daniel Liu Wenlong now he's got to do it again from the restart. Time is ticking away. We've got just over 10 minutes of the 30 to go. It is a time certain race, but we will get +1 lap, which I rather like. So once time has elapsed, we'll come back around and do one more lap. Safety car is on the circuit as the field comes down the start and finish line here. Just over 4 kilometres. Ningbo International, the Speed Park as it's known locally. And the Porsche 911 with the light bar on the roof is leading the cars around. Roger's in the 55. We'll get to close up to the back of the grid, the back of the train. ZZRT competition. Roger's in with the distinctive gold mirrors in the AM category. Raced with us here last time out in the 3 races. Did take home a 2nd position, best result in the first of the 3 weekend races here last time out a couple of weeks ago. So I think we've got everybody in the safety car train now. Yes, we have. As which is in to the back of the train through the chicane. Safety car driver using a bit of curve there, I noticed. So Daniel Liu Wenlong for Team Jebsen has seen all of that hard work disappear. But he's used to starts and restarts. His career into its 6th season now. Started racing in the Rotax Max China Junior category karting back in 2015. So he'd be used to rolling starts and restarts coming from the karting background. The old saying, of course, be prepared to go green every time you come across the start-finish line. And he's got the advantage that he can see the safety car right in front of him and the lights on the safety car, which are still at the moment flashing yellow, with now 7.5 minutes to go. With a bit of luck, the Team Porsche China number 911 will be out of the way. Really bizarre incident there for Nathan Liu Wenhu. The position change had just taken place between Ling Kong and Chuan Po for 6th and 7th position. He was the next car along, and they'd gone very, very wide indeed at the infield hairpin. And I just wonder, as I say, if his concentration was slightly disturbed by that. Missed his braking point, went very wide, and for some reason just couldn't get the car turned or stopped, and the car buried in a distant gravel trap from the track. But that's a very fast entry into that area, so absolutely correct that the safety car came out to neutralise the field. Team Jebsen, Daniel Liu Enlong, just cleaning his Michelins, trying to keep a bit of heat in them. The weaving going on further back down the field as well. Watching the safety car lights to see if we're anywhere near going back to racing with time. Yeah, safety car lights are out. I had a feeling there. I just saw Daniel Liu Wenlong dropping away from the back of the white Porsche that serves as our safety car. So at the hairpin, the scene of the crime as it were, no sign of the 911 Team Porsche China of Nathan Liu Wenhu, so that car's been recovered. And now Daniel Liu Wenlong with about 5 minutes to go when they cross the line, a little bit over that. Coming to the last complex of corners, he's still weaving side to side, wants to get on the power, whilst his competitors, led by Toy Yue, who he's battling with for the championship, really kind of wants to get on the power, whilst they've got a bit of steering wheel just before the final corner. Onto the straight, and we're back, green flag racing again. We'll have just under 5 minutes to go. Green flag and green lights back on the start-finish line. Great restart by Daniel Liu Wenlong in the Team Jebsen number 20. So Toy Yue renews the battle with Yu Kuai for 2nd and 3rd. It does seem as though the bright orange Star Chase team car is quick at the start of a run. Oh, spin there for Li Chao for the Porsche Beijing Central Porsche. And now can he get that one going? He was sitting in 4th place in Pro-Am, just outside the top 10, right in front of Bian Ye, and the battle for the AM category, Henry Kwong and Eric Kwong. Still green at the moment. There'll be possibly 3 laps to go if we stay green. Just doing a quick bit of mental arithmetic there. Daniel Liu Wenlong in the 20 Jebsen car. Restart was perfect, but maybe 3 or 4 cars lengths into Toy Yue in 2nd place. Then Yu Kuai. Liu Ye's in it, you know. He's still there, the first of the silver and black cars. Any slight mistake ahead, he could be on the podium here. Staying green. I wonder if Li Chao's got going again. I'll keep an eye as they come across the start-finish line next time around. Li Chao in the number 9 car has not appeared through the third sector, so he's dropped way back. I think we're going to find he's at the back of the grid. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go as the leader crossed the line of the 30 minutes, plus 1 lap on top of that. And I was right, Li Chao is running, but has dropped way down in the number 9 Porsche Beijing Central car. In fact, he's dropped to 16th, 17th position. There he goes now, crossing the line behind Jackie Wu. Basically lost a good half a minute, maybe more on that actually, for possibly a full minute. So that's really dropped him out of contention. ...16 laps or 30 minutes. And I think we'll get the 16 laps in just. Big dive down the inside for 4th place. It's Liu Ye and Ning Kong having the battle, and Kong comes through. Ning Kong then up into 4th position in the number 12. And here comes Liu Ye at the hairpin, favourite overtaking spot in the checkered Porsche. Wasn't going to sit back, tries to strike back again straight away, reclaim his 4th place. They're banging wheels, that's dangerous. Could break the steering there, we've seen it, the wheels stick out a long way. Now who was that going wild? I think that was Max Visser, was it? No, he's still there. In fact, he's joining that battle for 4th place. So was that Bao Jinlong who went wide? Let's check as they come across the line. That's our runaway leader in the Pro-Am Championship and the leader in that class in the race. Last lap board is out. Let me see who's dropped down. I think it was Juan Bo, wasn't it, who went wide and Max Visser got through. So Daniel Liu Wenlong on the final lap with a 3/4 of a second gap to second position. Toyue, championship contender, came in with a scant 1-point lead. He's going to lose that as it stands right now. Extra point for Daniel Liu Wenlong for the fastest lap with a 1:46.4. That is a new lap, race lap record. Big lot up there from Li Kong at that hairpin. Still in a scrap with Liu Ye for 4th and 5th position. Max Visser sitting in behind there in the Toro Racing white car with the red stripes in the bottom third of that car. Quite in 3rd, just ahead of them in the bright orange car. Less than half a lap to go now. This looks to be another victory for Daniel Liu Wenlong, and that will be his 3rd at this venue in 4 races, and he'll take the extra point, so add 26 points to his total. Give him 160 points as he crosses the line. Daniel Liu Wenlong, Team Jepson, wins it relatively comfortably after that late safety car start, from Toyue in 2nd, Yu Kuai in 3rd, Ning Kong in 4th, just hanging on ahead of Liu Ye, lost that position with a couple of laps to go. Max Visser made up a position from his start spot, so he did go a little bit wide. Rambo up to 7th, winning in Pro-Am, the championship leader for Team Shanghai, Yonder Bao Jinlong, and Zhou Biwan coming home 2nd. Jackie Wu, I don't think is going to get to the end. His normally plain silver car with a little more sign writing on it this weekend. Just finish off the rest of the results for you. 3rd in Pro-Am, Min Hong in 10th position, and in Am, Henry Kwong leads Eric Kwong home, so we'll take 5 points back from that huge lead, and that's 2 races in a row, 2 wins in a row for Henry Kwong as well in the Am category. And Bao Jinlong extending his lead over Min Hong in the Pro-Am category. And that now is an extraordinary run of 5 race victories, stretching back to the second race in Zhuhai 2 events ago for Bajilong in that chrome red, white and blue car. The man to beat in the Pro-Am category, and finishing, by the way, in 8th position overall. Should be one. That won't do his championship any harm either, coming home in 2nd position in Pro-Am. And that actually will put him ahead of Bianye, so he'll go up into 3rd position, I think. Yes, he will. He'll go up into 3rd position in Pro-Am after that 2nd place. Well, another well-judged drive by Team Jebsen's Daniel Liu Wenlong. Got to feel a little bit for our pole sitter, Ling Kong, who did all of the hard work. I mean, that was a really good drive back, wasn't it, to 4th position. Henry Kwong winning the AM category and just stealing 5 points back on the championship leader there, Eric Kwong. Drive of the day? Well, out front, a measured performance, but I think in terms of places made up, you've got to say it, Ling Kong, who came all the way from the back to 4th position and wasn't that far away from stealing the 3rd spot on the box. Ling Kong, who started the day in 3rd position in the championship. Will hold on to that because he was battling with Leo Ye, and Leo fell behind him at the end. Another story of what might have been for Leo Ye in the number 22, the BD group car. So the drivers are out the car, they go through the formalities. Check way, and we can confirm the results of round 8 of the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia presented by Axim Trade. Daniel Liu Wenlong wins it by 3/4 of a second for Team Jebsen and takes the lead in the championship. Toyue in 2nd, now 2nd in the championship standings as well for Porsche Holding. And in 3rd spot, Yu Kuai in the 99 Absolute Run Star Chase car. 8th position overall for our Pro-Am winner, Bao Xinlong. And we can hear from the winning driver.
Daniel, congratulations. What a sensational drive. You've made it 3 victories here in Ningbo. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, 3 victories here, back-to-back weekends, you know, really happy. Couldn't be happier. Everything just worked well, worked as planned. I mean, also a little bit of luck at the start today, but we had a good car thanks to my team, and yeah, basically just drove away and was in my own race, so it was just really comfortable today.
Great job. See you on the podium.
Yeah, the little bit of luck that he was talking about was that stall off the line by Ling Kong, who clearly had pace in the Maidong racing car, fighting as he did from dead last by the first corner. I mean, how everybody missed him, first of all, was remarkable. We did have a start line incident here last time we were here. So let's go back to the start. Lights go out, and it's a little stuttering move by Ling Kong. I wonder if he was in the wrong gear there. Wasn't down all the way into first. That allowed the Jebsen Racing number 20 car to stroke through on the inside. It wasn't as if the car did move, but it got away very slowly, and then the fight back began for Ling Kong. At the front of the field, it's a storyline we've seen before. Daniel Liu Wenlong getting out in front and disappearing. Jackie Wu having a look at the scenery at least a couple of times. Max Visser losing a position early on, but he would fight back to top 10 finish. And whilst Daniel Liu Wenlong was out in front, Toy Yue and Yu Kuai were battling it out for second and third. Henry Kwong in the AM category, getting the better of Eric Kwong, the runaway championship leader. Big dive down the inside for Ling Kong a couple of times. They went very, very wide indeed, but he got it done. And Nathan Liu Wenlu went off behind Nathan Liu Wenhu, and with that car in a dangerous position, that meant safety car on the restart. Big spin for the silver Porsche, which dropped down the field. That was Li Jia, actually, in the 828. But even after the restart, there was nothing anybody could do about our winner, the number 20 of Daniel Liu Wenlong. And he takes 26 points, actually, because he got the fastest lap and a new lap record for Team Jebsen. And to the championship lead with 8 rounds of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia presented by Axim Trade completed. Round 9 here across the weekend. So make sure you join us for that. And we've got podium set up. Bendham, our Michelin mascot, is there. And we're just waiting for Andrea to get there and start the podium ceremonies. Round 9 coming tomorrow. Is there anyone who can stop Daniel Liu Wenlong? Just waiting for the drivers to get themselves sorted out. A lot of organising going on behind the scenes, I'm sure, here at Ningbo. So, championship leader now, Daniel Liu Wenlong, with that result, will be on 160 points. Toy Yue 155. So there was a 6-point swing. Toy Yue came in a point up. So it will be 5 points between them when they line up for round number 9, which we'll have for you tomorrow. A bit earlier tomorrow. Will be a little bit cooler then as well, which the Michelin tyres and the drivers, I think, will appreciate. So for a moment at least, a relative calm at the Ningbo circuit. Drivers with plenty of experience now and plenty of data for the teams going in tomorrow's race. They were fairly well behaved today, and in fairness, the season so far has been characterised by very respectful racing. We haven't seen a lot of bent cars. It was just getting a little bit feisty towards the end of that one. 1 or 2 bits of vinyl getting rubbed together. But ultimately, other than Nathan Liu Wenhu in the number 911 Team Porsche car, I think everybody got to the end. Jackie Wu, I think, didn't make it in the 69 car. Spun out on the last lap. I was expecting that to be Jeffrey Z, actually, this weekend. So I'll check that. They are sharing that Shanghai Pudong car this weekend. But on the official timing sheet, it did have Jackie's name against that car. So I'm not sure if Jeffrey couldn't make it this weekend. I think it was his turn. Just waiting for the drivers. I can see trophies. Always a good thing. We must be close. Photographers lining up as well. Already the next track action getting out onto the circuit, so we might have to fight with engine noise just a little bit. So just to recap then, at the top, number 20, Team Jebsen, Daniel Liu Wenlong. In second place, Toyue. Third place, Yu Kuai. For Am, Bao Long. And in Am, Henry Kwong will take the silverware home in the number 91 for the number 91 Triple Ace Racing yellow and black car. His third victory of the season. Well, Daniel Liu Wenlong should know his way to the podium by now. It's his second race victory in a row here. Well, in fairness, we didn't have, because of the restrictions, we didn't have full podium ceremonies last time we were here at the Ningbo International Speed Park. An air of expectation, I think you could say, on the podium. Lincoln will stay in third position in the overall championship. And he'll move on to 129, I reckon. Ahead of Liu Ye in fourth. And Yu Kuai will stay in fifth, just ahead. Well, actually, then it's a bigger gap to Yuan Bo. So the big news in the overall championship, that 6-point swing is a 5-point lead going into tomorrow's 9th round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021, presented by Axim Trade. And Daniel Liu Wenlong then taking the victory here and the championship lead. 5 points, the gap between first and second in a race as well. So the fastest lap tomorrow could be very important indeed. And that is the third time that Daniel Liu Wenlong has won the race and gained the fastest lap. And in fact, Toyue, although has won a couple of races, has not got the fastest lap.
From Team Porsche Holding.
So we have the podium celebrations. Let's see if we can hand over to Andrea for this. Third, second and first on the podium with Daniel Liu Wenlong at the top step. So this is the overall. And Team Jebsen representative on there with him as well.
Of the People's Republic of China, Mr. He Jiandong. 中国汽车摩托车运动联合会专职副主席何建东先生 to present the winner trophy.
So we'll wait for the presentation. There's the trophy going up to Daniel.
Now let's welcome Mr. He Jiandong, 何建东先生 to present the dealer trophy.
Competition. Second place for Toyue. Toyue.
Now we're gotten by
Porsche
Vice
Holding.
President Marketing of Porsche China, Mr. Sky Chow. 保时捷中国市场副总裁乔家琪先生 to present the second place trophy.
Team Star Chase driver Yu Kuai. Staying
Now we're glad to invite Director Motorsports
fourth
of
place in
Michelin
the
Asia
championship, I
Pacific,
think.
Mr. Ben Ma. 比麒麟亚太赛事总监马奔先生 to present the third place trophy.
Equal fourth. He was given here equal fourth with Liu Ye and will go ahead of Liu. So he will be in fourth position on his own in the championship. So the battle was all behind Daniel Liu Wenlong, who has taken round 8 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by Axim Trade, standing on the podium at Ningbo. And with the points haul, he goes into the championship lead with round 9 here tomorrow. Make sure you join us for that. It's a little earlier in the day. The championship is on. 5 points between first and second. Daniel taking that lead for Team Jebsen into tomorrow's race ahead of Toyue in second here today. And in third, Team Star Chase driver Yu Kuai. That's your podium for round number 8. Join us tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. My name's John Hindorf. More great Porsche Carrera Cup action presented by Axim Trade from Ningbo International Speed Park as we look forward to round number 9.
Now let's invite the winners of round 8 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021 in Ningbo for the Per Am class. Let's welcome in third position, number 66 Min Heng from Toro Racing. In second position, number 68 Zhou Bi Huang from Meidong Racing. And our winner for the Per Am class, number 6 Bao Jinlong from Team Shanghai Yongda. Now we're glad to invite Vice President Marketing of Porsche China, Mr. Sky Qiao, 保时捷中国市场副总裁乔家琪先生 to present the winner trophy. Now we're glad to invite the Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, Mr. Alexander Gieber, 保时捷亚太赛车运动董事总经理季伯安先生 to present the second place trophy. Now we're glad to invite Director Motorsports of Michelin Asia Pacific, Mr. Ben Ma, 米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生 to present the third place trophy. Now let's take a group photo together. And now the champagne.
Second position
各位观众，大家好，欢迎来到2021赛季中国汽车耐力锦标赛国家杯在宁波站的比赛现场，我是主持人王笑。那么在今天早些时候进行的排位赛当中，由4、5、6号赛车由朱代维和邹思睿驾驶的这辆本田获得了我们的本田 Civic， 获得了我们的头位发车的好位置。那么在比赛开始之前，先让我们首先来。
Now we're glad to invite Vice President of Marketing of Porsche China, Mr. Sky Chow, 保时捷中国市场副总裁乔家齐先生 to present the first place trophy. Now we're glad to invite the Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, Mr. Alexander Gibert, 保时捷亚太赛车运动董事总经理季伯安先生 to present the second place trophy. Now we're glad to invite Director Motorsports of Michelin Asia Pacific, Mr. Ben Ma, 米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生 to present the third place trophy. Now let's take a group photo. And now, the champagne!